All of you, good afternoon. Ma'am Clerha, good afternoon. I am Sui Petrahano. I am the first reporter, followed by Kadormiga, Kalugas, and Toparuso. So we are reporting the Philippine Environmental Policy, Forestry, and Mining Laws. So this law, the first one is Presidential Decree 1151, Philippine Environmental Policy. So this law create, develop, maintain, and improve conditions under which man and nature can thrive in productive and enjoyable harmony within each other. In relation to that, the goals is to create Philippines that assures the peoples of a safe, decent, helpful, and productive and aesthetic environment. No, this law is created by our um, former presidents, like former President Marcos, former President Ramos, former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Now, designed this law to help and minimize the pollution, air pollution, and the global warming. Now, because of those massive pollution, massive problem sa ato ang global economy. That started way back on previous wars, Napoleonic wars, including Spaniards, colonization, Americans. So those na-mention ako, kato sila ng mga kind of people. Their boats made from trees. So syempre, ang isang barko nila is occupied siya mga 100 trees. Gawin lang siya na barko, battleship. Kung dako siya is 1,000 trees. Kailan ba isang barko na ganito? Billions of trees ang cut for those kind of purpose. Then followed by the World War I. So World War I, syempre, nag-emerge na ang industrial era. So most likely the vehicles is powered by fuels. Sometimes, kung syempre ginarahin na ay ka ng part bodies of water na syempre patulungan sa bagay will spill. So the water is polluted at the time. Followed by World War II, not just only the air, water, but also the land na polluted po. Kaya tungod sa ato nabalitaan po na nuclear bombing, and those kinds of nuclear materials, nuclear waste na bisa sa panlabay niya. So those nuclear waste is not good for health. No? So Presidential Decree 705 revised forestry code of the Philippines. Yung budriya is forest land use that support national development, science, and public welfare. So this land, these kind of trees on that certain area is helpful kung sa ato ang science, also the medicines. Okay, ato at the same time nakatanong kawin, then fresh atong air, away for layo sa air pollution, but also we are helping to discover new medicines. Not just the medicines, but also the quality of foods is qualified po siya na pwede siya imunog ka na mas maglaspag ka na taas ng panahon na ito ang mga papers. Kaya may mga papers po na ito na high quality. Okay, those kinds of woods na old na kaayo is baga, marag-turot na sila. So we need to find a new one. Evolution. Next is land classification survey shall be systematized and accelerated. So this survey is helpful to identify which kind of land kung unsa ang PDA ownership, because we have the right to own property. Also, the survey can identify the forest land kung asa ang PDA forest, or the forest is open for something na useful sa grazing land, good for land for animal feedings. Then the last one is mineral land. So this mineral land is di mo siya basta-basta ma-own or gamit kay syempre it should be permitted na ginapagi sa tagbibiro, which is under sa kondo. The next one is wood processing plant should be permitted to when cutting trees, like what I said, it should be has a permit from the DNR in a legal process as is OP. The next one is forest protection, development, and rehabilitation should be prioritized, maintained, or activity. This matter, as a environmental policy, to these kinds of land, wala kayo siya ikaw. It should be forested, prioritized. The next slide is types of lands. Under sa Presidential Decree 705 defined. So first is the alienable and disposable land. So this kind of land is open for ownership. Like I said to ganiya, this kind of land is kung imo na sa simple, part na sa imong civil property. Then next is the forest land. There are types of forest land. So the first one is the public forest. So this public forest known as owned by the government. The next is the permanent forest. This permanent forest is well maintained. Di siya pwede good for business, but well maintained. Kaya syempre, it probably email siya for tourism or hiking. So syempre pwede pangita yung parang mabiyato sa Bimante. Then the next one is the mangrove forest. So mangrove forest found at the coastal areas. So coastal areas should be maintained by mangrove trees. Kaya mo naman ang kanang cover naman kasugaro sa tubig parat. Para siya kahoy is maka-prevent or maka-minimize sa storm surge or tsunami. Okay. Siyempre, di mo gibalik kayo ng mga tao, ganda po ito kasi mga isda, mga minorities. Pwede if ever na tsunami, so dili kayo dako ang impact sa ilang dito. So, dili kayo dako ang casualty for the health of mangrove trees. Then the next one is diptery cup forest. This kind of forest is a hardwood trees found in the tropical areas such as so that's sa Pilipinas. So these trees is more on tropical area. Pilipinas is tropical area. So every year experience so abundant ang kahoy sa tuwa. Next is the pine trees. So these pine trees or in a pine forest, this forest made up of pine trees. Then the next one is forest reservation. This forest reservation is conserved area for wildlife. Then the next one is grazing land. So grazing land is land for animals feeding such as livestock, piggery, poultry, farm. So kung mga one food sa Pilipinas commonly is mga kanding. Then ako na pero yes, probably as long as livestock. And the last one is the mineral land. So, any mineral land, land is rich in minerals. So, it can be managed, it should be managed by the government. Permitted sa mga tao na gusto mag-mining, private man o government in a legal process. Kung may mga minorities na mga miners, so, lagyan mo siya permit, but under monitoring. Kung wala sila ikanang wala kayo provide sa ilahang lumina. So the government will take over na mga assistance through the materials. Pero in return, kayo na sila tax or shares. Okay, naghatag mo sila capital in a fair way. Then next slide is the area need for forest purposes. Under sa Presidential Decree 705, Section 16. The first one is small land not nearby any titled and must stay forest. So, any titled lands sa pool. Kung mga any titled lands din na tapos dili kay siya ka ng abundant og kahoy or wa kay siya kahoy. So, it must be forested. Or nearby, doon sa area na unay tagiya. So, the government will take over that area. And then, sometimes, simple lang, pwede mga volunteers. So, they're allowed to do tree planting. So, next is the forest patches, protecting water or rocky atmosphere. So, kanindri siya is, like I said kanina, sa mga areas na, sa coastal, should be maintained by, pine trees. Pine trees is mangrove trees. So, that mangrove trees is very helpful. Kaya kung naikahoy, syempre, may mga wildlife na pwede na. Tapos yung mga, syempre, na pwede ang mga panginabihan sa mga magsaka o mga isda talaga. Yun sa area po na kining mga bato, such like dara sa Davao Oriental, Badas. Parang area dra is in a zigzag road, tayo dra yung mga pangpang kayo. So dapat maintain siya din na ulo ka ng tihangan sa tayong magkaway kay anytime pwede siya mag-landslide. Kung mag-landslide na siya, syempre ang ekonomiya o transportation is na kayo kay mode of transportation mo kay sa tao from diri sa Davao to Davao Oriental is kaagigit siya sa through vehicle. Wala kayo ka na boats, wala kayo barge dito. So, kayo po dito yun. Should be maintained. Kasi sa rocky area, may mga kahoy na kanang afford makatubo dito sa garag na kahoy dito islog may pero ba't ligoy. Sabi yung kahoy na dali siya mudaggo pero hina iyang grip. Next is the reforested areas must not given away. So, yung mga area na forested na owned by government. So, dili siya basta ka na pili mga tagatag na mga it should be permitted. Pero kaya government property dyan for illegal purposes. Isang pagka ng mahimo na siya old trees din old forest. As long as na-maintain, it could be part our history. The next one is riverbanks, shorelines, and ridges to tops must be protected. So, riverbanks, sa mga sapa-sapa natin din during rainy season, syempre kung sa baha, ang mga kilid-kilid din ng mga kahoy, siguro mga waldas din na. Time pass, syempre, gamay nga sapa, nag-expand siya. So, syempre, katong i-expand sa sapa, kung mga panahon tawag dito, it should be planted trees para maiwasan ang kanang trade kay namagay mga tao sa pikas barangay na barefoot pa sa pikas pa kaya nakita ba ito sila sa tao wala silang bridge. So tabang na po na para sila ma-safety sila. So next one is the areas which already been forested. So may mga specific area na already forested na guys yung mga kawidada na katamon but wala na maximize. Ano ba na maximize? Wala na maximize. So, katong mga area na wala na maximize. So, katong gihalon ako ng example na ganyan ng mga volunteers. Pwede sila mag-tree planting. So, they afford to plant. Pwede permit lang. So, bounce up sa land to be forested or afforested. So, both public and private. So, sa public forest, no? Ang example ako din sa bootcamp ng military. So, sa military, as what I observed dito sa Bukidnon, military camp siya sa army. Mindanao Army Training Group. So that certain area, 90% siguro, na tamnan siya karang kahoy yun. Kato nga, na certain area na occupy siya as, 54 hectares, o tawagin siya. So, ang kanang mga kahoy mo na natanong dito sa area is gamit kayo siya for strategic warfare. No, kahit sa tropical area. So, it should be manageable by the government. So, syempre, government ay po ng i-aid. So, katong area is very strategic guerrilla warfare. So, then, the next one is private lands. So, most likely, like yung mga private lands na wala kayo nakatanong. But, as encouragement, sa under sa kanya nga balaod, they are allowed or they must plant trees sa ilang mga areas na wala dyan kahoy-kahoy. Except lang kung wala sila itupod. Kung wala sila itupod, okay. But in relation to decrease the pollution on the global warming, so mas maayo matamnan siya. No? It's better to do something rather than nothing. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Next reporter, Kadorega.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ken Marty Cadeniga, and today I will tackle the page 5, which is the person authorized to possess and use a chainsaw. So, kinsa ni siya ng mga tao? Kani mga tao is naa siya timber license agreement and production sharing agreement. And also, isa siya dapat ka tree farmer, industrial tree farmer, licensed wood processor, and shall use a chainsaw for legal purpose. So, gano'n nakabutan diri na use of chainsaw for legal purpose. It is because ang chainsaw is gina-register na siya and naka na siya license na valid para if na ay mag-inspect sa isa ka lugar na nagamit ng chainsaw, ipakita niyo mo ang permit sa imong chainsaw or ang license sa imong chainsaw para dili siya maingnan na illegal logging. So, mo ni siya mga criminal offense na under sa PD 705, cutting and gathering and collecting timber for other forest product without license. Unlawful occupation or destruction of forest lands and grazing lands. So, forest lands na explain naman ganina, which is katong mga virgin forest. On grazing lands is katong farming sa mga animals. Then, illegal occupation of nature park system and recreation areas and vandalism. So, bawal na siya magputol sa mga kahoy sa nature park, national parks, and destruction of wildlife resources, which is under na siya sa grazing lands, and illegal sale of food products. Guys, di ba sa to common ang illegal logging o kanang magpalusot og mga illegal logs sa checkpoint na nabiya na yung permit para may balaan na ang katong travel na logs is legal siya pag-obtain o legal ang iyang pag-sell. So, punishable acts under RA 9175 of 2002. Selling, purchasing, reselling, transferring, distribution, a chainsaw without proper permit. So, ang kuan sa chainsaw is pagbaligya, pag-reselling, or pagpalit ng second hand is dapat na siya permit. Kaya nga ang chainsaw is ikaw na authorized person na magamit ng chainsaw is ang chainsaw na imong ginagamit is naka-registered na sa imong pangalan, which is ginaingon ganina na ang chainsaw is na ay valid license. So, unlawful importation or manufactured chainsaw o mga chainsaw na wala na registered, bawal sad na. Tampering of engine serial number. So, example is kanang pareha sa motor. Di ba ang motor na ay chassis number? Same lang po na siya sa engine sa chainsaw, which is na siya chassis number na motong naka-indicate sa license sa chainsaw na mao ni siya ang chainsaw ang naka-register sa mong license. Ang kanina chainsaw is na-registered and unlawful use of chainsaw. Mga tong gingon ganina is if magputol kag kahoy, dapat dala nimo ang permit or ang license sa imong chainsaw na para if na mag-inspection, dili ka maingnan na illegal logger. So next is the MPSA according to the RA 7942 of section 26, which is divided in 3, the mineral production sharing agreement, co-production agreement, and joint venture agreement. A mineral agreement is provide the contractor the exclusive right to conduct mining operations and to extract all mineral resources found in the contract area. is object to protect the national interests by ensuring that the benefits from mining are shared with the government. So, ang meaning sa mineral production sharing agreement is dapat ang benefits na makuha sa mining area is ma-shared siya fairly sa government. So, kumingon ta, unsa ni ang co-production agreement? Co-production agreement is lahi ni siya sa mineral production sharing agreement. Ang mineral production share agreement is gina-share nila ang mga butang na ilang na mine sa government na fair, like 50-50. So, sa co-production agreement is agreement na ang government ang mag-produce of non-mineral resources input sa mga miner. Especially, ang ilang ginahatag sa mga miner is infrastructure, labor, or ang services. Like sila ang nagapasweldo o mga infrastructure, ang mga gamit nila sa pag-mining. And ang joint venture agreement sa kay ang government ug ang contractor sa mining operation is magbuhat sila og duha ka kumpanya, which is kato na kumpanya kana na mining site is sila stakeholders, shareholder, shareholder sila, which is the equity ug ang earnings is divided 50-50 sa duha ka kumpanya, which is kato na kumpanya is ang sa contractor ug ang sa government. So next is the areas open and areas that close for mining operation. First, the military and other government reservations, except upon prior clearance by the government agency are concerned. So, in a military, nakabutan diri is military. So, unsa man, nganong apil a military sa apil ang military sa mga butang na dili pwede minahan. So, namo gud tay ginatawag na bombing range diri sa Pilipinas, which is located siya sa Crown Valley Gunnery Range sa Camp O'Donnell Tarlac, which is sa Luzon. So, ang military, dira sila nagabuhat o bombing exercise, combat training, aerial combat training, o strafing o ground-based live fire exercise. So, next is the areas covered by valid and existing mining rights. So, kani siya is gibuhat nila ni is para ma-avoid ang conflicts sa mga new mining operators. Like, ang kanina lugar is na siya potential or pwede siya minahan, pero naa na mong guna siya kontrata daan na bawal na magmina dira kay nakakontrata na siya sa laig, which is gipatulog lang sa tag-iya sa kontrata ang ilahang kontrata na magmina sila dira for their own reasons. So, next is the old growth forest, mangrove forest, and national park. So, ginatawag, abil diri ang old grown forest, which is, mao ni siya ang mga virgin forest. Irreplaceable ang ilang ecological treasures. Especially katong bago na discovered katong KMJS na Mossy Forest. So, isa to siya sa virgin forest na gina-preserve sa DNR. Okay. Like, ito na lugar is bago na siya discovered. And virgin pa siya. Like, dili kayo siya open to public. So, sometimes, ang ditoan na lugar is open for hiking siya, diba? Pero nasa like times na quarantine nila ang lugar is para mag-heal ang nature dito asa ginapasudlat o tao. So, the mangrove forest, which is a mangrove is very crucial na nakatabang sa to, especially if storms, like sud ang mga balod, sila ang makatubang sa mga kusog na balod para dili ta maabot sa mga coastal area, para dili ta maabot labi na katong mga natuyo doon sa coastal area, which is kabalo sila kung unsa ka delikado if dako ang balod na mobangga sa ilaha. So, also, ang mangrove forest is balayan sa mga marine life, sa mga isda. O natural parks, like ang Mount Apo. Isa ng Mount Apo sa natural parks. And also, gina-rehabilitate sa na siya para dili dili gina-quarantine siya if para off limit sa mga tao kay para maghingkod ang lugar which is bawal jud dira mag correct, magbuhat og mining. So next near or under public and private buildings. Except upon written consent of the government agency or private entity. So kani siya is kanang mga naay dagkong kumpanya na gilocate sa mga bundok-bundok, then some of them is dili mo sugot na magbuhat og mining area dito kay we all know na ang mining area is dako siya og impact sa forest kay magalot sila og lalom og dako kaayo, like mura na siya og like pahak jud ang building. Ay ang building ang mapahak jud ang mountain. So napud daytoy ginatawag na areas expressly prohibited by the law. So unsa man ni siya? Like mo ni ang mga critical watersheds, ancestral domains or historical site. So unsa ang critical watersheds? So ang critical watersheds is dira nagakuha og tubig, mainly ang city. Like sa Davao City na nagakuha sila og tubig sa Panigan-Tamugan River, which is 78% ng supply sa tubig is gikan dito padulong sa Davao. Like 78% supply of water dito gakuha jud ang Davao. And also historical sites. So sa mga historical sites, example dire is ang Rice Terraces sa Philippines sa Cordilleras Mountain, which is natawag siya historical site. It is because 2 millennia na siya ga-operate, and also Igorots pa ang naga-farm dito. So wala.
Good day everyone, my name is Mark Sicalugas and I will discuss the types of permit for mining operations. And Republic Act 7942 defines several permits needed for qualified individuals or groups to conduct mining operation in the Philippines. Number 1 is exploration. Permit allows someone to mine and use minerals from a specific area. It grants the right to conduct exploration for all minerals in a specified areas. Section 20, it is for a period of 2 years, subject to annual review and relinquishment or renewal upon the recommendation of the director. And number 2 is a commercial sand and gravel permit. Allows businesses collect sand and gravel to sell for profit. It is a document granted to a qualified person by the provincial governor to extract and remove sand and gravel or other loose or consolidated materials. For example, construction supplier business ay mukuha og balas o graba para ibaligya. So, number 3 is industrial sand and gravel permit. Allows companies to gather sand and gravel for use in building or manufacturing. For example, mukuha og balas para sa ilahang hollow blocks company. Number 4, exclusive sand and gravel permit leaves one person or company the only right to collect sand and gravel in a certain area. Example, DPWH contractor mukuha og graba para sa projects nga dalan or tulay for government purposes. And number 5, government gratis use permits lets government agencies collect minerals for public projects without paying fees. It is a document granted to any government entity or instrumentality by the provincial governor to extract sand and gravel, quarry or loose unconsolidated materials needed in the construction of building and or infrastructure for public use. 6 is a private gratuitous permit. Allows private individuals or groups to collect small amount of minerals for free, often for non-commercial use. It is a document granted to an owner of the land by the provincial governor to extract sand and gravel, quarry or loose unconsolidated materials needed in the construction of building and or infrastructure for public use or other purposes over an area of not more than 2 hectares. Guano permit allows someone to collect guano, bird or bat droppings used as fertilizer. A qualified person by the provincial governor to extract and utilize loose unconsolidated guano and other organic fertilizer. Gemstone gathering permit allows a person collect gemstone usually in small amounts for personal or hobby use. Or transport permit gives permission to move mine ores from one place to another legally. And minerals processing permit allows a facility or person to process raw materials into usable products. It is a document granted to a qualified person by the secretary to conduct a mineral processing operation. Keeping the environment clean is our priority. False statement. Saying something that is not true, especially in a legal document or report. For example, company, kay niingon sila wala sila'y kakuha og kahoy, pero ang tinuod kay daghan na sila gipang pangputol nga kahoy. Og illegal exploration is searching for minerals or natural resources without permission from the government. Nagakuha sila biskan wala sila'y permit. Og theft of minerals, taking minerals like gold or copper without paying or having the right to do so. Nagakawat sila mga gold biskan walay bayad. Og destruction of mining structures, damaging or destroying buildings or equipment used in mining. Mines, arson, setting fire on purpose to any part of a mine. Willful damage to a mine, intentionally breaking or ruining something in a mine. Violation of the terms and conditions of the environmental compliance certificate, not following the environmental rules of the government set when allowing the mining operation. Illegal obstruction to government official, prevent a government worker from doing their job, especially in relation to mining or inspection. And Republic Act number 707, People's Scale Small Mining Act of 1991 was enacted last June 27, 1991. Small scale mining refers to mining activities which rely heavily on manual labor using simple implement and methods and do not use explosives or heavy mining equipment. Mao ni sila ang mga small miners na dili gagamit og mga dagko nga equipment or heavy equipment for only small scale mining activities. Gamit ra nila kay ang kanang mga pala og mga kawali for mining activities. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Eden Caparos Jr. I'm going to report the People's Small Scale Mining Program, People's Small Scale Mining Contract, and the duties and obligation of small scale miner. So first is the choosing areas where small scale miners are allowed to work. So the government picks safe and proper places for small miners to operate. Second, respecting the rights of those who mined the land before. So the miners must respect people who have mined the area earlier. Third is encouraging miners to form groups or cooperatives. So the miners are urged to work together before organization and support. Fourth is the giving help with money, tools, and basic services. So the government provide assistance like funding, equipment, and training. Fifth is helping miners sell and process their minerals. So it supports the miners can earn money by selling or refining their work or their products. Sixth is helping create other jobs related to mining. So the program also aims to make other job opportunities connecting to mining. 7 is making rules to help small mining grow and do better. So the government sets fair to the rules to improve small scale mining. Last is making sure the government collects the right taxes and fees. So it ensures miners pay the proper taxes to help the country's economy. So next is the People's Small Scale Mining Contract. So it refers to the production, joint venture, or mineral production sharing agreement between the state and the small scale. So this contract is an agreement between the government and small scale miner or group. Gina-allow po ni siya para mag-mine o magamit og mga gamit sa gamay nga area of mineral land through co-production, joint venture, or sharing of mining profits with the government. So last is the duties and obligations of small-scale miner. So first is do mining work only if the board has approved the mining plan. Second is the follow the safety rules set by the Mines and Geosciences Bureau and small-scale mining laws. Third is the respect and fulfill any duties owed to the person or group that already has arriving rights. Fourth is the pay all required taxes, royalties, or government shared as stated by the law. Fifth is the follow environmental laws, especially those about cutting trees, processing minerals, and controlling pollution. Sixth is at the end of each month, submit a signed report about your production and finances to the board. And last is make sure that all workers in the mine are safe. And that's all. Thank you.